welcome back to Curio Yarns podcast, as was Leaf Yarns podcast, but now it's Curio Yarns because, well, why not? And I feel it suits me more and what I'm all about. I have my cup of tea in my new mug / cup that I got from Rogue and Wolf, and inside, try not to spill my tea, it's all stars and moons. And it's lovely. So I'll be sipping on this because I've got a bit of a dry throat today, because it's so humid and muggy. It's drying me out a lot. So this week is not just going to be this is what I've got for sale. But thank you to everyone that placed an order last week in the update. Those went out this morning. I still have a few left, so by all means go over to Leaf Yarns on Etsy and see what I've got left in my clearance sale. And it is just because I'm rebranding, it's not going to be a regular thing. I don't plan to have any sales in future. I have to pay myself a wage, so no more sales after this. So if you want a reduced yarn, go and have a look in the Leaf Yarns Etsy shop. When they're sold out, they're sold out. I won't be getting them back. So yeah, but proper shop talk at the end. So I have got some knitting this week and some Curio Yarns exciting talk. I also have an itchy eyebrow. Okay, so I have got 2 projects and a future project to talk about today. Let's see, let's talk about this one first. So, living in my Goth Girl bag from Downseller Studios, which I won on Instagram a while ago. I say a while ago, a couple of years now, at least 2 years. I am working on, I pulled out, like I said, my Petite Knits jumper. The No Frills sweater. And I'm using my Pretty Gritty yarn. So I have made a lot of progress this week, but first I will show you the yarns. So I am using Bergere de France in their mohair yarn, which is, where's the tag? It's the Angel base, and it's in the Pave colourway. If I get really close, you're not going to be able to see very well. There you go, Pave. So it's colour 21223. And I'm holding it with my Pretty Gritty, which is this beauty here. And it's knitting up spectacularly. So I'm now, drop my yarn, now on the ribbing at the bottom. So I am pretty much done with the body. Da, da, da. Isn't that fabulous? I am so looking forward to wearing this. And I'm going to definitely knit another one because it's such a basic, simple pattern. Once you get around the whole, I've talked on it before, once you get over the beginning instructions and use stitch markers. That's all I'm going to say. Use stitch markers, because then it becomes so much easier to do the raglan shaping and everything else. Now, I am going to do either very long sleeves, so they come to sort of here, because I like to be able to pull sleeves over, or I shall do bracelet length sleeves. I haven't yet decided. It depends how much of my third ball I want to cut into. At the moment, I am still, caught my necklace, undo my moon. I've maybe used a quarter of the second ball so far, maybe a third of the second ball. I'll have to wait and find out. I would love to be able to just use 2 balls of wool, but I know that's not going to happen. I have the third one here. Well, actually, my third one's up there. That one's for the shawl. So, yes, it is so pretty. There's lots of greys with specks of pink, and then a couple of specks of blue, and a couple of specks of sort of a rust colour. Just how the dye broke when I was dyeing it. But it's beautiful and I love it. And yes, I want to knit another one using some of my new range of yarns, but more on that later. So yeah, I have my cute little polymer back stitch marker here, and I have my little broomstick stitch marker here. And then on this side I've got some agate and opal, because I like all those things. So I knit it as the pattern said on 4mm and 3mm needles. So the body's done on 4mm needles, and once I actually sat down and started working on it properly, it zoomed. I have done, I think, this much this week, this much this week. You know when you stop knitting something for a while and then you pick up again, you always get that sort of line? So that's how I know where I am. So now I'm on the ribbing with the 3mm carbon tips. And yeah, I'm not out of love with these ones because they are fixed. So I don't need to worry about them coming undone or anything else. So yeah. So I'm really looking forward to that. This will be my rest knitting this week, I will call it. I've had a very, very busy week this week. So busy and so stressful that I've actually been in tears for quite a long time this week. But that's life, You smile and you carry on. And I know I'm going to get people saying it's not always possible, but let's just gloss over that. I'm smiling because I'm with you guys now, and it's lovely. So that is my Petite knits, no frills sweater. I'll put that back over there. So the other project I've been knitting on this week is living in this beauty that my friend Lucy Swinburne made me. Hi Lucy! And it's got all the cute things I love from my childhood on it, and still love really. But yes, we've got Rainbow Bright, My Little Ponies, and then these sort of bits are from Brambley Hedge. She did quite well really. So yeah. So this is my Soldotna crop jumper. I get it right. Okay. So as I showed you last week, I coloured in the photograph so that I could see myself how the colours would work up together. Now I am half a round away from separating for the sleeves, so I have to be careful because I have a lot of stitches, and see, I've got that much left, so this back here, that much left. Now I wanted to get that bit done before the podcast, and I thought no, because while the podcast is uploading everything later, I can actually concentrate and get it, the sleeves onto separate needles and whatever, and then start working down the body. So I left it there, but it does mean that I'm the wrong way round to show you. But let's rub it a bit more. There we go. So let's try and do this carefully. Spread that out so you can see. So you can see now. Match my eyes. You can't really tell where I put the variegated yarn. It kind of blends in. But this silver is the Handspun against the green, which is the Fyberspates. And I had the tag a minute ago. What did I do with it? It's here. So it's the Vivacious DK, and it's in the deep forest colour, which is colour 805. So that's the Fyberspates. So yeah. So it's about to now go into just silver with specks of the purple and specks of the variegated. Now the variegated is this colour here. So yeah, isn't it pretty? Now it is completely out of my comfort zone. I love all these colours, but I don't wear these colours. So that was the challenge, to make myself something that I love and I will wear that isn't black or grey. But it does have black and grey in it. I think. Well, there's no actual black, but the part of the green looks like black. So yes, it's going to be so cosy. It's really thick and squishy, and oh, I love it. So that is my Soldotna crop. Oh, that is my Soldotna crop so far. So I am going to do the cropped sleeves purely because I only have one skein of Handspun, and there's no way that I can say, oh, it's okay, I'll spin another one, because I haven't got any fibre left. So it's just come unwound. And so I was like, no, you know, I will just do the body. If I have enough, I might do an inch or so just to bring them down to more sort of t-shirt length as opposed to just up, you know, up at the top. But we'll see. So this is the Fyberspates, the deep forest colourway. And then we have Sparkle Duck. And that is actually sparkly. And then the Indigo Dragonfly, which I got in their club. So there we go. So this, like I said last week, is my morning knitting. So I'll do a bit here and a bit there. But I've done an inch and a bit on this week. So I've done from sort of here. So that's not too bad. You know, and once it gets to the body chart, which is half a row away, it'll just be a lot quicker because it's, yes, it's still colour work, but it's sporadic. Well, it's not sporadic, it's very charted, but words. It'll be easier because it's mostly the grey. So as long as I concentrate slightly, it should go a lot faster. So I'm hoping that next week there'll be more progress on this one. And yes, I have dozens and dozens and dozens of stitch marks on here because from experience of lace work and colour work before, unless I have them separated into each repeat, I really struggle to see if I've made a mistake until it's too late. So this, having all these stitch markers, is almost like my lifeline. Yeah, and then it's just, if you make a mistake, you think back 2 or 3 stitches, not like 10 rounds or something. So that is my Soldotna crop. So that one's by Boiling Knitworks. So there we go. Yay! I'm really loving knitting jumpers at the moment. I want to be knitting some shawls, and I do have a jumper that I've designed that I'm currently knitting as well, but I'm tempted to rip that one out and knit it in one of my own yarns. I don't know. I'm tempted as well to do both, so have it in, because I'm knitting it in Titus, and then knit it in one of my yarns, so I've got 2, because I do love it. Obviously it's my pattern, but we'll see. I was going to be submitting it to Lena or Lina magazine for their submission call, but life got in the way, my day job got in the way, and I missed it. You know, I was tempted to sort of email them and say, can I still submit it to you for next year, you know, 21, but I think it might be a bit cheeky. We'll see. I may not, I don't know. Anyway, so moving on. My next cast on, which I plan to do as soon as I finish recording, is the Tegna. Now, I printed it in black and white just to save ink, and I am doing the first size, which is the 35.5cm bust circumference. Now that will give me about 3 inches positive ease at the top, and then of course it gets massive at the bottom. And I don't want to have something too huge, because as I'm so petite, it'll make me look even smaller if it's too loose, and I've discovered that by trial and error. I like, you know, loose things like this because it skims nicely, but I don't like things massively loose because then I automatically look anorexic, and I'm far from anorexic. I'm about 4 stone heavier than anorexic. So for the Tegna, I'm using Witch's Brew, which is one of my yarns. So it's this colour. Now I'm using my singles base, lights. I'm using it on the singles. So I dyed this one specifically for, or this lot, just for my Tegna. So I'm really looking forward to starting this later. I love doing lace work, but I love doing jumpers. So in my head, this is the perfect, perfect thing. And if I need, if I want to do longer sleeves, I can dye another skein. But I think I'll have about 100 meters spare, according to the pattern, from 2 skeins. So I may do elbow length sleeves and use up the yarn that I've got. So when I start doing the sleeves, I will just split the ball into, into 2, what I've got left into 2, and just use it up. But obviously, I will say everything about it in the project notes on Ravelry. Sorry, there's a cat hair on it. I was fussing my cat before I came home. So, now that is all the knitting talk for my actual personal knitting. Obviously, things like the Tegna and the No Frills cardigan aren't in my yarn brand's yarn, so Curio Yarn's yarn. So at some point they will be samples as well. So although I wear them, I'll take good care of them so that eventually if I go to a show or whatever, I can either wear it or hang it up or whatever. I do aim to do some shows, but not this year. Possibly next year, but for definite the year after, I want to try and get into a couple of shows to do some vending there. But we'll see. I would love to do EYF and possibly Wonderful Wales, but no promises, we will see. So, for shop talk, I have got my new yarn labels. These are Curio yarns, there we go. So this is very much exciting. So yes, Curio yarns, black card with grey writing, black matte card. It's reflecting the light because it's bright lights. But it's Curio yarns, hand dyed next to UK, gentle hand wash, air dry, and it's got my Etsy address name here. And then when it's around the balls, it'll have the sticker with the details of each yarn and meterage and what the colourway name is and all that sort of stuff. All the good yummy bits that you need. So yeah, these, just wrap it round so you can see. These will be Alexa. That's smashing. I was going to say stonking, but that's yeah, so that is what the yarn as of next month will come to you looking like with one of my new ball bands. So it's the same font as on the podcast. I have that font everywhere now. It's mine. So yeah, it's exciting. So I have dyed up more of the Witch's Cat because I didn't have any to show you last week. So there's some more of this in the shop on the Merino Nylon, and then there is some on the Merino Singles, and then I also dyed up some more of the Pretty Gritty on the Merino Nylon. I haven't yet dyed any on the Singles, but I will do that for next week if you would like some. So it's just those two that are extras in the Leaf Yarn shop at the moment. And like I said, they will be carried over into Curio Yarns. I need a sip of tea. Excuse me. Oh, that's nice. I do love tea. So there we go. Right, on to a bit of sewing. Now, it's more sewing talk than actual sewing. I will have, hopefully, over the next month, about 50 project bags hitting the shop, the Leaf Yarn shop. And then when Curio Yarns comes out, I will have some Curio Yarn styled project bags. So the more alternative, gothic, underground, pagan, alternative sort of fabric style project bags. There will be notions pouches, there'll be project bags, and there'll be a couple of totes. I have a lot of fabric that is designated for project bags. It's not going to be a regular thing. It's just going to be I fancy doing some sewing, so I'm going to make, no pun intended, make project bags. So, and again, I'm so sorry. Yes, and also I have been going through all of my sewing patterns, which are on the shelves behind you. Oh, there. Not behind me. Behind me I've got some nice candles burning in my branch. It's a metal branch, don't worry. And I realised looking through them that a lot of them I bought thinking, oh, that'll be nice, you know. And in my head, I didn't register I'd actually wear them, if that makes sense. They're not my taste. They are my taste, but they're not my personal aesthetic, if that makes sense. So I have probably got about 40 sewing patterns that I am going to be, what's the phrase? Not relisting. I will be putting them, destash. That's it, destash. I'll be destashing a lot of my sewing patterns. They're paper patterns. They're not PDFs, obviously, because you can't destash PDF. You just delete it. So there will be those going on Instagram with a link to the listing on Etsy, or I'm tempted actually to just do a pattern destash on it on Instagram. So I will post a photo, and then if you want it, just, you know, DM me. So yeah, time for me to have a clear out and do what I actually love doing, and I know I will wear as opposed to feel like I should be wearing, if that makes sense. So yes, I am finally fully embracing me, and it took me a long time. You know, I was very nervous about being true to myself and my taste and my aesthetic, and you know, the other week when I had sort of had the kick up the bum of actually, you know, time to be me, then it sort of, everything's just exploded around me and gone this, and I'm like, yes, bring it on. So yeah, that is it for this week. I didn't do any spinning, I apologise. There's not been enough hours in the day. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I hope you liked the knitting and all the shoppy type talk. I will be back next week on Friday because I am only working at home at the moment, except for the weekends, or for the foreseeable future. Yeah, so Curio yarns during the week and then my day job at the weekends, because it's summer holidays and I can't leave my 10-year-old on her own for 8 hours a day. It's not possible. So enjoy your knitting or spinning or crocheting or weaving or dyeing or whatever fibre sewing rabbit hole you are in, and I will see you all next week. Bye everyone, take care.